is about the electric mobility. Electric mobility is for the e-mobility. The use of electric powered vehicles are the system for the transportation. The vehicle typically requires the electricity that's stored in the batteries or the fuel cells rather than using the engines. So the engines here we have diesel engines and petrol engines. So and the gaseous. So gaseous it won't be harmful like petrol and diesel it will be harmful and it will releases a bad gases to the towards the environment and it causes a bad impact to the humans. So to the main aim of this electricity mobility is the solution is the less pollution. So it includes many transportation bikes, cars, and buses, scooters, and trucks. Every transportation vehicle it will be a part of uh, the battery system. So instead of the petrol diesel, like we are going with the electric charging and recharging of the vehicles. So here the categorized as two ways. So the first part will be the electric vehicle. So it have the battery electric vehicle and plug-in hybrid electric vehicle and hybrid electric vehicles and fuel cell electric vehicles. And we have the bikes generally. It will be the electric two-wheeler. So where we have a e-scooters and e-bikes. And mainly the technologies of the electric mobility is the battery technology. So the battery is the one, whether which type of battery we need to use, the lithium ion battery or the solid state battery or the lithium iron phosphate battery. And coming to the charging, because whenever the vehicles are increasing day by day, so we require a charging stations that will be the infrastructures where we need to plug and how the charging time it will take for the vehicle charging of the vehicles or the bikes or the cars, whatever the vehicles comes on road. So the peoples or the persons required to charge the vehicle when they are moving on the road. So it will be like the home charging, and the home charging it will be from the home they will charge, and next part will be the part of the public charging stations. So where everyone can access the charging parts, and that will be charged for 1 hour or 30 minutes. So it will be a partial, like how the petrol bunks that will be uh, pumping into the vehicles. Similarly, it is a part of a charging of your vehicles for short period of time. And wireless charging, because everyone feel that it will be difficult for charging through wires or the cable. So there is a other part is the wireless charging of the vehicles. And next is the electric power train. So because if you have a battery and charging stations, it's fine. But the main part is for the vehicles is how you are drive your vehicles. So it will be the electric motor and regenerative batteries will be there. So this with the help of the whenever you are driving your vehicle, so during that it will when you are applying the brake or acceleration, such things the it due to that it will be the regenerative force will be generated and the batteries will be get charged. So just we'll go into the further slides, like what are, this is a brief info about the electric mobility. Just we'll need to understand about our topics agenda will be the introduction of the key components of electromobility and benefits of electromobility and challenges in the electromobility and future trends, how it will be followed in the electromobility. So just we are going in detail about this. So coming to the overview, so our world is a transition towards a greater use of clean and green energy. So with this mobility, so increases how it can be increased with the help of our electric solution. So it means the battery solution. It may get a good and next part of the electric vehicles, how it will be like this is the image how it will be charged towards the vehicle. So generally for every vehicle, it requires some cable to where the power can be supplied to the vehicles. So it will be like the petrol bunk, how the petrol can be pumped into the vehicle. Similarly, like you need to get charged from the source. Source is nothing but the power stations where the vehicle get be charged. And just this is the flow, like whenever your vehicles will be placed in one place, and it automatically the power will be supplied towards the vehicle, and you will get the indications in the inside the car who are sitting it, so that come to know that your car is fully charged or it is charging. So just you will get a notification. So what are the components, how it will be placed? So the image shows here the batteries, packages, so the cells which are bottom of the car vehicle, and where it will be playing a major role. And here it will be part of the front end. It will be the part of the engine, specifically the inverters will be there to run the wheels. And next, inside car. So once your batteries are placed on the bottom, so just you have the steering and the inverters and the motors. So there are other components in the car. It is with the transparent. You can understand like how the complete vehicle it have the electronic items. So in it, and how it is driving the on road, and the charging. So it will be like the on wall, the charging ports will be there. So that will be plugging into the cars. So the car will be started charging for certain period of time. And this here it includes the solar charges stations. So on the top you can see there is a charges. So the solar, with the help of the solar, we will get some energy that will be stored in the grids. So that will be supplied to the cars. And next, similarly, like you have stations where the stations places will be there. It will be a short duration of the time. The cars get will charged, and you can drive your vehicle. And moreover, so it is a part of some cars like the how the electric vehicles you're able to play the parking automatically on parking slots by using the app. Similarly, uh, you can charge in your slots like after parking, you can charge your vehicle on the parking slots. So these are there are some future trends. So just we are going on high level, like this is just a overview about how the car will be placed in the parking slot and how it will be charged. So and similarly we have the electric cycles here. So where the electric cycles also required for the batteries to move on the road, and it has some solar equal whenever your bikes are facing on the solar way, so it will be charged some extent, and that will be utilized as a battery. And it includes like some of the vehicles, it will be on the front or the back. The batteries will be played, so that may help you to drive the vehicles. And just the introduction. So as we covered, all on-road vehicles, or the bikes, or the cycles, or the buses, which requires the batteries. So to completely moving into the eco-friendly, so it will utilize the battery source, and that battery source power is converted into the motion. So on the road. So that is the introduction. Like still now we discussed, and this and the next part will be what are the key components? What are the items it's required to charge a vehicle uh, to from the charging part to your vehicle. So the first step is the electric vehicles. So we need to understand what are the electric vehicles, and how many variants, because we have it have different variants. It will be a combination of petrol diesel hybrid, or the diesel hybrid, or the gasoline hybrid. It will be the combination because the cars it have different conditions where the battery cannot work, the petrol or diesel, the both any alternate should work. And we have a charging stations, how it will be established. And similarly, we have a battery technologies and electric motors and power electronics and energy recovery. Means energy recovery means whenever you are applying the brake or acceleration, so that time the energy you are giving to the systems, so that will be utilized back. Means you will give 1 rupee and you will get 50 paisa. So it is a part of it, energy recovery and regenerative braking. So just we will go in detail about what the components of the electromobility. So the first page is electric vehicles. So as we discussed, the electric vehicles are part of the part of our daily life, like where the cars or the buses or the trucks. So you usually refer. So as I told you, like initially, that battery vehicle, so the BEV, so it represents that the batteries are fully recovered. It is a rechargeable batteries. They don't rely on any engines. So that is a completely the electric vehicles. So it is a packed with most of the batteries, and there is no additional. It just whenever the charging is done, so from the batteries you will able to run your vehicle. So whether vehicle here, the bikes or the cars, anything that are moving on the road. So the examples of these battery electric vehicles is the Tesla model and Nissan and some of the Fiat cars. Okay, and for the what is the futures it have for the battery electric vehicle BEV? So it have a long driving range where it will be typically followed 150 to 370 miles per charge. Well, if you charge one time, so it will be allowed for 150 to 370 millions miles you can travel at one charge. And moreover, it is like there is no zero, it is a zero emission of the chemicals towards the environment. And you can charge at the home or any charging stations. Like it will be on road or the public service wherever you require, you can charge. That is about the battery electric vehicle. And coming to the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, it is like PHEV, we say. So just it is a combination, like it have both the engine and the battery. Battery is like rechargeable battery. So it will be charged like the above one battery electric vehicle, it will be charged like that. And other part is like engine. So engine, internal combustion engine, it have the petrol or diesel, any one vehicles, it have a combination. So whether it will be the petrol or petrol plus battery or the diesel plus battery, it will be a combination of it. So the coming to the examples for this PHEV vehicles is like now Toyota Prius Prime, and there is a Volvo, so XC98. So these are the examples of this. And mostly it have limited electric range because the above, whenever you have a battery electric one, you can go around 150 to 370 miles. But now this is a hybrid combination. You cannot go that much distance. Only you can go up to 20 to 50 miles. And what is the benefit of this using is you were able to use gasoline or petrol or any diesel in a just you are switching whenever you are doing driving it. If battery is not flexible, it's not available for some extent, you can use the petrol or diesel or gasoline conditions. And what is the main person? So like the you can reduce the emission. So just compared to the complete petrol and diesel vehicles, at least the 50% of the pollution can be avoided. And next, coming to the hybrid electric vehicles. So the hybrid electric vehicles generally refers, we cannot plug in, so it don't have the recharging point. So it have only the petrol or diesel or gasoline. So from that uh, power, whatever the power it is generating from the power, petrol or diesel. So whenever you are applying the brake on the on road, so that time automatically it will get some energy. So that energy is nothing but regenerative energy. It will be stored to the batteries. So as all of you know, some of the vehicles, whenever you are using for continuously, the automatically the charging happens inside the battery. So you have a self start, you have a self start cost. So that plugs will be automatically, it will be charged. If you not used for some extent, what will happen? The battery, it has some chemicals, and it will drain fully. You cannot use self operate. So this hybrid electric vehicles is such a things. You don't charge externally, it will be charged automatically inside the vehicle, and it will be used whenever you apply the brakes, so that energy will be stored in the batteries. And here, the futures are no need of external charging. It have limited electric only driving capability and better for fuel efficiency than traditional vehicles. So it is like completely the IC engines will be there, but it is a minimum support will be there for the vehicle from the batteries. And next part is a fuel cell electric vehicle. So the fuel cell electric vehicles are like hydrogen as a fuel you use to generate through the chemical reactions. The only is the product is a water vapor. So example for this fuel cell electric vehicles are the Toyota Mira and Hyundai Nexo and Honda Clarity will be there. So these are some examples of the vehicles of the cars. And the features are zero emission, only water vapor is emitted outside, and fast refueling times, like 3 to 5 times you need to refuel time. And it requires a network of for hydrogen refueling station because you have a more hydrogen because some areas it have only the less charging stations, electric and other stations like fuel related petrol diesel. Similarly, this is a and based upon the completely the hydrogen. So where hydrogen stations is required, but due to increase of the batteries and diesel and petrol stations more, so the hydrogen stations playing very less. So it will be a one challenging part. And these are about the electric. And coming to the charging infrastructure, so the charging infrastructures it will follows the levels. Level one. Generally, the level one refers to the home charging, where we can use the standard of 120 watts outlet, and level two is a fast charger. So it will be up to it is a double of 120, so it will be 240 watts. And level three is the DC fast charging, and it is a level three where it will the charging of the vehicle it will be a faster. So if we take example level one, it will charge for 6 hours. Level two, it will charge for 3 hours, and level three is charged within 1 hour. So it is a part of a the charging so stations how they should be established on the market. And externally that we have wireless chargers. So here no need of plug-in, just your car should be placed near to the station point. So whenever you reach the point, the automatically the batteries will be charged. So this is just a wireless charging. It won't create a much impact to the vehicles, but it will be charged very quickly and efficiently. So this is the next future points where the cable cannot get to them. Just you have a station point where the uh, bike vehicle will be charged. And next part will be the battery technology. As we know, like there are number of batteries nowadays in the market. So the many the batteries towards the technologies are the chemicals, whatever they're using for long run or short run, and that plays a major role. So lithium ion is a one battery. It is commonly used in a battery types like in the electric vehicles, and moreover, it is a energy is a high density, and it is a longer life span, and it is a fast charging where the lithium ion battery is the one which is a fast charger. And we have another battery is a solid state battery where it emerging technology I can say like that promises that more it is a more energy density compared to the lithium ion battery, and it gives a good enhanced safety, and it is also still under development but not fully established the solid state batteries. Current industries are mostly for working on the lithium ion batteries, and some part of batteries are lithium iron phosphate (LFP) we have. So the type of lithium batteries is more affordable and safer, but generally it is a lower density. So compared to the other batteries, and how this battery management system is working. So generally it have um, some perform like whenever the charging or recharging is happening, it has some lifespan during the charging or recharging. So recharging it takes time initially, and charging it will be a part of taking the power from the source to the battery. So that will be the charging and recharging. Like it will be continuously reach one time it will be done again you are using it. So that will be part of a recharging. You have the cycle like continuously whenever you are using charging and discharging. So some point of time the power it stored in it will be drained, and it is a compared, it will be the safety. So we need to monitor how the battery condition, whether it is healthy or not. So that will be monitor. We have a BMS, so we have a battery management system. So we usually say that under the software or the hardware component, or like we are able to protect the complete system how it is acting it. So this is about the battery technologies. So just a short notes. And next, coming to the topic is about the electric motors. So like we have a charging, as we clear, like charging is the one where the energy will be stored in the battery. But what is the purpose of the storing the energy in the battery? Storing of the energy in the batteries is to run your wheel on the road. So, like your bike or your car or your bus, anything on the road vehicle, so you need to run. So, how it can be run? So, like you should have a motor. So, it had the motor. Here, it's the electric motor. So, it will be a part of a powertrain, electric powertrain. So, the electric powertrain, it have the transmission power, inverter will be there. So whenever the power from the battery supplies to the inverter, the motor will start rotate, and the vehicle start move forward. So here the electric motor plays major role. It have different variants. The types of motor it have AC motor, DC motors, and similarly the motor brushless motor, brushed motor. There are different variants about the motors. Just we think about it is a like a three-phase AC motor or the permanent magnet synchronous motor we usually say. So it is a more efficient, and where we can move for a longer way. Comparatively, it have a high torque in it. And moreover, these AC motors are a more synchronous motors, and say inside it have the permanent motors. Some of it have a high power density and efficiency. So these are mostly used EV models in the vehicles. And next, coming to the other topic is about the power electronics. So as we know, like we have AC motors and DC motors. Like to convert or to change AC current to DC current. In the home, we have the mobile chargers. So whatever the energy we are supplying from the transformers, it will be the AC current. And for our products like the mobiles or the laptops or the systems, we use the DC power. So to convert that, like we use the converter. So and similarly in the cars, like for the motors is a AC motors. So the from the batteries are default. It will be the DC motors. So whenever the DC voltage or current is passed from battery to the inverter, so the inverter need to understand whether it is a AC or DC. So and moreover, the motor requires if it is a AC motor, the constantly you need to vary. So at that time it will be the AC motor, so will be used in the vehicles. So to convert this DC to AC, so we use the inverters. With the help of the inverters, we can convert this AC to DC to AC inverters. So it will manage the voltages. So between those components very smoothly and efficiently. And next will be a part of a regenerative, as we told, like whenever the vehicles is getting passed on the road, so it will you apply the brakes. So that time what will happen? So usually the vehicle will stop with some force. That some force will be converted into the energy. So like the acceleration. So F equals to ma is the one formula. The force is directly proportional to the mass and acceleration. Whenever the force is increases, the acceleration will be increased. So during the time, the force it is acting towards stop the acceleration, there lot of energy will be released. So in the kinetic energy form, so that will be converted into the physical movement is converted into the electrical energy that will be stored in a part of a batteries. So this is a most of the conditions. The braking is a one major feature towards the vehicles or the wheels, whichever we are using to stop some force, like to stop the vehicle's conditions or the speed on the road. So it is a very essential for all the vehicles nowadays. And next part will be the benefits of e-mobility. What are the major benefits of using this e-mobility? Generally, like it will be the first part will be the like, environment factor. So an economic factor. There are two types. So let's go with our understanding of an environment factor. As we know, environment factor is just we need to reduce the pollution. So like here, whenever you reduce the pollution, you cannot see any harmful gases that will be releasing to the environment, and it won't create a much impact to the human. So that is the first part. And moreover the energy efficiency. So instead of the petrol and diesel conversion, the fuel electric motor will be easier. So the electric motors are more energy sufficient than the internal combustions, while IC may be converted only like 20% of energy from the fuel into motion, but electric motor can convert more than 85 to 95%. And moreover, like engine and petrol vehicles, you will get some noise. So, but in batteries vehicles, you cannot get that much noise. So there is a reduction in the noise pollution also. It will be conventional. So electric vehicles are like quieter than the conventional vehicles, which contribute to the reduce the noise pollution in major of the particular cities. But it won't create a much noise and nuisance to the other vehicles. And coming to the economic factor, so economic factor is a one page where you have it will be the lower operational cost. So it will be very cheaper compared to the petrol and diesel vehicles. Here, no need of oil change. We don't want to change oil, just we need to change in the batteries. And moreover, energy say cost saving. So charging a EV is generally cheaper than just a filling of the fuel vehicles. And we can charge it in home, and if and moreover if it is any nearer station on road stations we can charge. And job creation, so mostly the transition to the electric vehicles have created a new industries, and industries are and include even the battery production is going more and more. And electric vehicles they need to start manufacturing and driving completely from IC engines to the batteries. So that's how the economical benefit because of the competition and everything. So the cost is very cheaper compared to the IC bikes like the engine or petrol or diesel running vehicles. So it will be better. Those are some benefits like we should know, but we'll discuss about this. The first part is environmental impact. It reduces the emission, and reduction means the EV produces the zero emission. So as we know, it is a complete battery. And cleaner energy. So as energy grids, it will be increased. So like uh, in the solar or the wind. So there are many ways where the energy will be generated and it will be stored in the grids, and from that the battery will be utilized to uh, to run the vehicle on the roads. And next is part of energy efficiency. So as we know, like this is a part of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So like means uh, A is a part of a green and G is a part of a high risk and high hazardous. So whatever the EV vehicles is coming more and more, so slowly the green the environment is changing into the EA because of reducing of the pollutions and other factors. So like noise related or the pollution related, it will make more efficient the vehicle, make the people to transport one reason to the another reason or the personal use any import or export of anything. So it will be a part of a EV. It makes more efficiency and the system it will be changed to the greenhouse effect reduction will be better. And next will be part of a noise reduction, as we told, like the pollution is whenever you are moving in the cities or the traffic areas, the pollution is getting more and more, and it have because they will keep an RN or plus the RN, and it will create a nuisance. That time the noise pollution will be added more. So like the outside like IC engines, the pollutions, the petrol and the diesel, you will get the pollutions, and additionally you will get some part of noise pollution. So everything it will be included, and even the engines it is keep on running. So additionally that noise also will be added. So to avoid all smooth drive, so the electric mobility is playing major role and good role towards the environment conditions. And the next is a low operating cost. So even when you are using these EV products, so even though there is a reduction of the cost towards the vehicle, and and moreover the energy. So whatever the energy you were using to charge your bikes or cars, anything, like security is a one important factor where you need to secure your vehicle, where you need to secure your softwares of the controllers or the system that present in the vehicle. It should be secured. So so you cannot other persons cannot give some wire and take your information. What is some vehicles or the bikes? It have some fingerprint or some part of voice recognition to drive the vehicle on roads. Okay, so that kind of that theft can happen during the charging stations. So you need to avoid that. So the security is playing a major role whenever you are charging your vehicles. So the vehicle owners who manufacture the vehicles, the OEM, we can say original equipment manufacturer, they should be ensured that the charging ports cannot access those fingerprint or face recognition data or voice control data. Only the owner of the person can have all the control access. That much security is required towards the vehicle. And next part of challenges in the vehicle. So generally, every domain or any part of activity, regularly we have the challenges. So even electric mobility also have the challenges. So towards the battery cost and the availability, because you can keep you have a money, but there is no product. So it will be one difficult factor. So everyone started using a electric batteries. So the battery production suppliers should have sufficiently to supply the lithium or the solid, whatever the gases or the material chemicals that they need to use the battery. So the suppliers should be required. So you cannot design the batteries however you require. You should have some proper uh, chemicals or the materials to design the batteries, and it should be testable, and more efficiency is required. So the cost of the batteries is one of the main barrier to the widespread of EV adoption. And moreover, the battery prices have dropped significantly over the past decades. Still, there are some chances that supply of the batteries and the lithium, like the raw materials like lithium, cobalt, nickel. So these are very difficult to get nowadays. So even because at a time all the vehicles started moving towards the battery. So that is a one more factor. So and next is a part of a charging infrastructure. Charging infrastructure is a one part like nowadays the petrol and the diesels are stations are there, but still the adoption of the infra charging stations are not available still. That is a one more factor. Slowly they need to increase their charging stations and and moreover the grid capability. Whenever you are charging the vehicles, so there will be the demand of electricity also. So you should use solar or wind energies to convert your external energy to mechanical. That means from the wind or the solar, that whatever the energy you are getting, it should be converted and it should store in the battery. So that is a one more factor. And moreover, whenever you are using the batteries, so if you use one time and again you cannot use, it is a part of a non-rechargeable batteries. If you use one time and you can throw the batteries outside, so that is also making a one major impact. So those batteries we need to reuse because it has some chemical substance. Whenever we should, it is a combination with other components. Maybe the batteries can have a chances of adopt again. So like it is a part of a recycle and disposal. So all as EVs and the batteries are very essential, and more of the batteries cost, it will be very important towards the environment. So like rechargeable, it won't make more impact, but one time rechargeable and using the battery one time, it is a very difficult, right? So the rechargeable batteries, it will play more major cost compared to the one-time rechargeable batteries. So that is a different concept. But the demand is about the batteries, how they're supplying towards the vehicles. So these are the major challenges towards the electric mobility. And coming to the other factor, the vehicle to grid. So it's like a V2G we usually say. So like vehicle to vehicle charging. So it is a part of one emerging technologies towards the automotive vehicle domains. It will help the vehicles to balance their energy efficiently, and it make ensure that whatever the energy that it have, it able to drive on the road. So V2G allows the electric vehicle to supply power back to the grid during the peak demand times. So it is a bidirectional energy that flow can help balance the grids, and it increases the renewable energy sources and offers EV owners financially intuitive. This is the future trending in e-mobility. So how this plays major role? So autonomous driving. So it is a driverless cars. Even it is a part of a voice control or the app control how they will set up the destination. So that time the vehicle will start and it will give once the destination reaches, the vehicle will be automatically stopped with a safety and secure way. And it is the autonomous means the driverless vehicle. So the future trends in electromobility, like the vehicles, it will go with a sensor-based system. So on the roads and the surroundings, it will be sensed and it will be moved. So and moreover, it help to recognize the systems, so the failures, whichever it have on the vehicle on the roadside. Even the cars, it should recognize the traffic and it should recognize the other vehicle passing. So whenever the signals matches with respect to the traffic conditions, so it should be act accordingly. So it is like a part of a autonomous driving condition. And these are the future trends in electromobility, like battery recycling and second life applications is about how we are able to extend the lifetime of the battery. These are the very major focus towards the electric batteries. still this is ongoing, because each and every battery it have a lifespan. It is a very less, like 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. So it will be very less. No, the owner who purchase, the customer or the owner who purchase the vehicle, he cannot use for long run. So only the short duration can he uses. So this is a one more factor, because they need to spend more and more money and they will purchase, but it will be a short lifespan where they can use it on road. And moreover, so whenever we are going with the EVs, so even the government it have some policies and intense use, like subsidies given for the whoever purchase the electric vehicle. They have a the uh, returns, like it will be a tax return, will be a 30% slab will be given, or 10%, depends upon the vehicles and th- uh, the ruling towards the government, how it will be followed. Generally, who contribute for the electric related vehicles, so it will be adding towards the uh, better solutions for the customers and the owners. And the next is a urban e-mobility solution. So like completely it is about how we are able to manipulate the traffic reduction or the pollution reduction. So that is a one area about the electromobility solutions. So the conclusion here is about electromobility represents a significant shift how we are approaching towards the transportation, as a whole is moving towards the sustainability and cleaner the energy. And electric vehicles are supporting more towards the infrastructure. We need to reshape towards the future of the mobility. Although there are some challenges and technologies is changing and updating more and more, and even the outside infrastructure should be changed on the roadside, because there will be the transition towards the low carbon dioxide or the nitrogen dioxide, which releases from the vehicle, it creating a more harmful. So electric mobility is the transformative shift, how we think about transportation. It is driven by the need for cleaner, and however, like we are overcoming the challenges like cost, range, anxiety, and recycling will be the key to ensure the widespread adoption. So this is the main conclusion of the electric mobility. And next part will be the energy. So whichever we are generating from the house or from external source, it should be efficiently supplied towards the vehicle. So then only the vehicle will get a sufficient energy and it can drive. So it cannot charge quickly and it will be damaged. So it has specification based upon the technical specification. The vehicle features will be differentiated. So this is all about the electromobility. The solution is less pollution.